found the first drawing on a Wednesday morning. 5 faces, carefully sketched in pencil, each one instantly recognizable. The nurses assigned to Ward C of Hollowvale Psychiatric Institute. The artist was a patient named Nathan Reed, 32 years old, diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. For the past 8 months, his therapy involved art as a form of controlled expression. He rarely spoke, but he drew with obsessive precision. Every line was deliberate, every shadow meaningful. That morning, he handed the drawing to Nurse Harper without a word and smiled for the first time in weeks. At first, the staff were flattered. Each portrait captured unsettling accuracy down to the smallest detail: creases in uniforms, freckles, faint smiles. But there was something about the eyes. All 5 of them seemed to look away from the viewer, as if staring at something behind. Dr. Lorne, the attending psychiatrist, called it a sign of emotional distance. Harper just said the drawing made her feel watched. 2 days later, Nathan drew again. The same composition, the same 5 figures, except now there was a 6th. No one recognized her. The face was softer, longer hair, and eyes darker than graphite should allow. There was no name on the page, just a faint inscription beneath. "She helps me remember." When the nurses asked who she was, Nathan said only, "She's new. You'll meet her soon." That night, the security system logged motion near Ward C at 3:17 a.m. The hallway lights flickered. A single frame of footage captured a figure standing at the far end of the corridor, tall, thin, wearing the Institute's white uniform. But no such nurse was on shift. The face in the footage was blurred, and yet the outline matched the 6th drawing perfectly. By morning, Nathan's cell was found empty. No broken locks, no forced exit. His slippers were neatly placed beside the bed, the sheets undisturbed. On the wall above his pillow, drawn in charcoal, were 6 faces again. But this time, every one of them was smiling. The administration locked down the ward. Every inch of security footage was reviewed. Each nurse confirmed they had not seen the figure in person, only the shape caught on camera. The hospital's internal report concluded the image was a data glitch. But the guards insisted they heard footsteps that night. Slow, rhythmic, echoing between heartbeats. Nurse Harper resigned a week later. She claimed she saw the woman reflected in a stainless steel cabinet door, not behind her, inside it. Her reflection smiled while her own face did not. She fainted and refused to return. The other staff avoided speaking about the event, fearing the administration's warnings about psychological contamination. Months later, the Institute quietly shut down Ward C. The reason given was infrastructure deterioration. But patients whispered about the drawings that kept appearing in the art room. Every few nights, someone would find sheets of paper on the tables, 6 faces, always 6. Different staff members, different patients, but always that same unfamiliar woman at the edge, her eyes fixed directly on the viewer. A year after Nathan's disappearance, a new facility supervisor named Elise Varner reopened the ward for inspection. She was known for her skepticism. She didn't believe in institutional folklore. On her second night, she stayed late to inventory the storage room. At 2:46 a.m., she noticed a single light on in the art therapy studio. Inside, she found an unfinished drawing on the table, pencil still warm. 6 faces again. 5 she didn't recognize, one that looked exactly like her own. She tore it in half, locked the room, and left. But when she got to the elevator, The reflection in the polished doors showed the paper still whole in her hands. The next morning, her car was found in the parking lot, engine running, driver's seat empty. The institute filed her as missing. Security footage showed her entering the elevator, pressing the ground floor button and then standing perfectly still. For 12 minutes, the doors never opened. When the maintenance team pried them apart, the elevator was empty. 3 weeks later, a janitor found a new drawing inside a locked supply closet. It was pinned to the wall with a scalpel. 7 faces now. Elise was among them. The 7th, the latest, had no eyes drawn in, just 2 hollow circles that seemed to deepen the longer you looked. Hollowvale's reputation collapsed after that. Officially, the institute was decommissioned in 1996. But locals still swear they see the building's windows flicker at night. Some say they've seen figures moving inside, all wearing the same pale uniforms. When police investigated trespassing claims, no one was found. Only the drawings, stacked neatly on the floor of Ward C, as though left for someone to collect. Each sheet now shows new faces. Security officers, researchers, even a documentary crew that once tried to film there. One by one, their likenesses appeared. The 6th woman remains in every composition unchanged. She watches, faintly smiling, her expression drawn in a pressure too deep to erase. Experts who reviewed the artwork years later said the technique was impossible for graphite alone, that microscopic grooves etched into the paper resembled fingernail marks. Forensic analysts dismissed the claim, saying it must be contamination. But one photograph remains classified, taken from the last inspection before the building was sealed. In it, you can see a half-finished sketch on the table. A mirror behind it captures the reflection of a figure leaning close, holding the pencil. The camera timestamp confirms the frame was captured days after the room had been locked. No one has entered since. Yet each year, on the anniversary of Nathan Reed's disappearance, local officers receive an anonymous envelope containing a single sheet of paper. The drawing changes slightly every time. The most recent one arrived last winter. 8 faces now, all smiling. The final one wears the Hollowvale security badge from a guard who went missing last month. And under the drawing, the same words appear in faint, unsteady handwriting. She helps me remember.